So anyway, there's a dog here today. That's
there is a dog here today.
Mm-hmm.
She's hanging out on the couch.
Very exciting for me.
And thankfully, she's not a very vocal dog, so
No, she's very chill.
you might hear some jingle jangle in the background, though.
I don't know if I've ever heard her bark.
Yeah, she almost never does unless it's like, I don't know. Sometimes she gets anxious if she's left alone, but that's kind of it.
I mean, that's fair. I think
I've seen you go to the bathroom and she like waits outside the door for you.
Where you going?
She has like separation anxiety.
She's
I'm
very
pretty sure.
sweet. Yeah.
Aw,
But she's adorable, so we allow it.
that's right. And she's hypoallergenic.
Yes.
Makes me so happy. I love being able to pet dogs.
And then not immediately like just starting to
Your
die.
face explodes. It's the whole thing. I do it anyway.
Yeah.
But
I don't have that problem. I can just bury my face into any dog.
yeah.
Brag
Rub
about
in.
it.
Both your face and that fact. Rub them both in, Jeff.
I sure will. And welcome back to the 7 Star of the Right podcast. This is session 95. How you guys doing?
Woo.
Good.
Yeah. We'll see if the AC will hold us over until we end this episode because it is a little warm outside.
That's right.
Mhm.
I'll be fine.
It'll be fine. What do you guys remember from last time?
Last time, eh?
Yeah, last time.
Last time was the second of a double session.
You know, those always go so well for us.
They did. You can hear us slowly dying. So last time, what we did is we finished putting together a plan for infiltrating a base located in the Caldera. The Caldera, as we have all learned, is a mountain that has collapsed in on itself such that it makes a little cool ring. Jeff definitely looked that up when he came up with this idea for this base.
It's a cool
Word.
like I mean, it's
It
a
is a
cool
cool
word. It's also just a cool vibe.
Cool setting for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, yeah, Caldera.
I'm honestly, even though it's not like that, I'm honestly waiting for it to explode like a volcano. This is not how they work, but what if it
No.
was?
It could be.
They could.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a Children of the Silence base that we are infiltrating on a reconnaissance mission in order to obtain information about which of the many different rivers on this continent
Mhm.
the
Ostia.
Children of the Silence are intending to bring Von McRaven down on a prison transfer from the prison that he is in to the coronation site. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, they're heading directly into Principa, where
Cool.
the coronation is not, 3 days away, but the idea was to move him,
Early.
have him secured there.
That's right. So we are hoping to intercept that in transit because prisoner transfer is usually easier than jailbreak to arrange. And so we did that. We walked into the base under the guise of IT maintenance type people. Micah and Alex were guards. I was the IT person. Claire was our backup. Ellie drove us in. We are all wearing some form of basic disguise, although how well, we do not know. And that is about to become immediately relevant.
Very relevant.
Very relevant very quickly because we got in, we sort of scared people into, computer viruses, scared them into giving us access to both their main computer banks and the big brass guys.
Commanders.
Personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal
Exactly.
computer. Yeah, that one.
That guy.
Definitely remember his name. Definitely wrote it down.
Yep.
Mr. Guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all know it. We can just move on.
Commander Pallister.
There you go.
Pallister.
He's a friend. He's friend shaped. What a pal. Okay. Yes. So that was all happening. We were heading out. And then 2 Inquisitors arrived. They appeared to be the 2 Inquisitors that we met when we had to break and run on the checkpoint coming into this area.
Mm-hmm.
There is one who has golden eyes, and there is another one who is Micah's sister, Skye, which she wasn't a psychic the last time Micah left, so that's a bit of an update.
Sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely exactly where we left off. So,
And that's it right
Yep.
there. There are more other information about world building stuff that I could share, but this is the situation we're in right now.
Yep. And so you guys were leaving the officers' quarters, heading back towards the entrance of this base, the little gap in the caldera that lets you go down to the docks where Ellie is currently right now. And basically was telling this private, oh, nope, we don't need to stay. In fact, it might be better if we can, keep this moving right along. And as you approached, you saw that big gathering of people that are going to see the Inquisitors that have recently arrived. And so one is a man that you recognize as the one that was at the checkpoint itself, was the first one that kind of prevented Micah from doing a lot of her powers until she was able to get one through, and then I think shot him.
Yeah.
And then the second one seems to be the one that was on the boat chase, the one that hesitated momentarily when firing the heavy machine gun at you all.
And now we know why.
Crazy.
Good foreshadowing, Jeff. Good job.
But that is all to say, the private just continues right on ahead, taking you guys towards this gathering of people. What do you guys do?
So they're walking towards us. We're walking towards them.
They're not walking at all. Right now, they kind of stepped up into the entrance, and then a bunch of people recognized that they were Inquisitors and kind of came out of the mess halls and the barracks and are kind of like crowding around them. They're talking to some people. There's generally like just a commotion around the entrance right now.
Yeah, and we're right at the end of like actually improbably completing this like very dangerous stealth mission.
If we manage to successfully walk out this door, that would be huge for us. I get the sense that we might not successfully walk out this door because Jeff doesn't want us to have any nice things.
And I would say you're probably about between 70 and 50 yards off.
All I gotta say is I'm super glad we didn't stop over at the mess hall because then they would have gotten here even sooner. We did our best. I have no regrets.
So this is the situation you guys find yourselves in, right? Mm-hmm. The Inquisitors and this group of people are in between you and the exit. The private is currently still walking directly towards that. Visibly has gotten more relaxed now this whole ordeal is over and he is done with things, but he's moving right along. What do you guys do right now?
So we're able to clock them from like fairly far away. They're engaged with other people.
Signing autographs.
Yeah.
Taking photos.
Not exactly.
Kissing babies.
But like
who is bringing
all the babies on this army base?
Stories or something like that. Yeah, it just seems like people are like, yeah, woo.
Sure. You want to fill that in a little bit more? Or
No.
You guys just, there we go.
It's all various like Sims idle animations. They're just like woohoo, and they're like, oh,
like the background. If you ever watch the background of Hunchback of Notre Dame, like the original animation, go back and look at it. It's wild.
Oh, I think you've shown me this.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's some
the crowds are just 3D Play-Doh men that just kind of rotate back and forth slightly. I'm like, how did they get away with this? Because I did not notice.
Hey, it's the thing that you focus on.
That's
and there's
right.
nothing else that you focus on. It just kind of like washes out.
Speaking of which, I think we're hoping everybody is focused on that situation and not on us.
Well, so here's the thing.
All right.
I do think like Micah seeing them, noticing Skye, is gonna stop walking and like take a minute to try and process what's in front of her. But like if the private's still moving along and leading us, like I have stopped.
I think
for the moment.
If you stop, I will stop as soon as I notice that.
And if people are stopping, Alex will go, private.
Yeah.
Make room for the Inquisitors. Give them space to conduct their business. We can, we'll duck in here. We don't want to add too much to the crowd.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Mess hall, barracks, armory.
These places I've prepped. Please,
just maybe off to the side. Then
we could go to the brig, perhaps.
Twiddle our thumbs. Then.
Very
pretty brig that we have.
Jeff wants us to go to the mess hall so bad.
We just nabbed one of those kinnies,
Alex kind of like looks at the crowd and like looks at his wrist. And then there's like no watch. And he just kind of quickly goes, okay, fine. Mess hall, we'll grab a quick dinner.
Yeah, sure. And the private will head off towards the mess hall. The mess hall is a little bit closer. It's basically near the front of this complex. And so in order to reach it, you do have to approach this crowd a little bit more.
How close?
Probably about 30 yards off.
Spitting distance.
No.
Only if you're like up
That feels like a very,
or really
very
good
long
at
spitting
spitting.
distance. I don't think.
I'll roll for it.
What's
Yes.
farthest spit?
Let's roll a spit check.
Roll a spit check, please.
Farthest spit.
Somehow that is also a wisdom notice.
If you're looking for the longest spit, that's going to be pretty long.
What? No way.
Yeah, what is
it's
it?
a cherry stone. That's different.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
are there spitting rules in Stars Without Number?
The longest spit of a cherry stone in competition is 28.51 meters.
Damn.
So only if
So
you
only
were
not quite.
if you're a world champion.
if you're a world champion in spitting distance.
You can bounce it off of Mr. Goldeneye's head.
I'll take
That's
those
true.
odds.
Never tell me you could just levitate it.
That's
we
Brian
talking about?
Young Gun Kraus.
Brian Young Gun Kraus.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Hell
yeah. If you can spit that far, your nickname should have something to do with projectiles.
Anyway,
Let's
so
find
yes.
the cherries in the
Okay.
mess hall.
So,
Let's circle back. Let's table this conversation for a second.
also grapes work pretty well too.
Yeah. Micah is
spitting
still like
competitions.
not checked into this conversation, so someone's going to need to like pull her along
Yeah,
if we're
I'll
changing
probably
course.
do that.
Okay.
If Alex is like, I've decided on a plan.
And so you guys are brought into this area. It is started to wind down. You're probably near the tail end of the dinner rush, but you still see there are quite a few of these long tables where there are a few silence operatives kind of sitting around them chatting at this point. There's really no more food on their plates. As you pass, can you guys give me a wisdom notice check?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. This information might have been useful before, but I'll give it to you anyway. We'll see.
Well, we avoided the mess hall until this point, so I think
Like
that's not
It's
your
almost like I put it like right in the
Flag.
front because I
Okay.
was like, all right, you guys gonna duck in there,
Get
maybe
good
learn a little
food.
bit of things and get some food, figure out what you want to do next.
bag of Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's a 12.
9.
4.
Okay.
What did Claire get?
Got a 10. So everyone except for Micah hears some of the things. As you guys pass, you hear there's a discussion about extra. Did you hear about that extra shipment of munitions stockpile that came in? Yeah, they couldn't have it at another base. So it's kind of just sitting out in the field right now. We're not entirely sure what to do with it.
Explode it.
You hear it.
Be funny. Trust me.
You hear another one talking about the commander, and he's like, "Oh, did you guys hear the Barrack 4 is having a poker night? No, doesn't Pallister hate that shit? Like, yeah, no. And Quartermaster Billings is there. He's not at the armory right now. He's just, he's got a bit of a gambling problem." And so you hear this like getting whispered as you guys go like right along.
We're really
then-
worried about Quartermaster Billings.
Like
Somebody should say something.
someone should say something. I think he gets his paycheck and then he just immediately puts it into
Oh,
a
man.
slot machine. It's not healthy. Like he doesn't look happy when he does it.
They built him a slot machine. That was just
Why do you
like,
have that on
hey,
base?
It's not even real. We just trick him into, and then go straight into his 401k.
And then you hear another person come in. It's like, the Inquisitors are here. And you hear like a couple of people like turn their head towards that and start getting up and heading out towards
How
where you guys
here are they?
like right here.
Oh no!
Well, no,
Did
not
they
in the-
follow
no,
us?
in the mess
In
hall.
fucking mess hall?
They're
Are you forcing this plot point upon us, Jeffrey, or do we get
There's
to hide?
a mess of things. And so
Right.
you
the
head
hall.
towards the private says, yeah, I will find a table, and you guys, there's the plates and the line. I think it's meatloaf tonight.
Yum.
And so he heads off to find a table, leaving just the four of you. Are you going to actually obtain food at this point, or are you just going to kind of stand around the plates?
I don't wanna.
What do we do? I'm so confused. That's my sister is out there. I don't have
What?
she,
Yeah.
my fucking you've seen her, right? Like
Yes.
in the yeah. She's not it doesn't make any sense that she's dressed up like that Inquisitor.
Well, they were making more
Wait.
of them.
Okay.
Is she
I-
associated with the children of
That's-
Salem?
Yeah,
Guys,
a
I
little
don't-
bit.
I don't know
she's
if
been
this
with
is the
them
time
for-
where we like
I-
figure out exactly what's going on here,
uh,
or if it's more like a how do we get around this kind of situation. It's so hard not to have my accent.
You've done a really good job at that. Yeah.
Do we get plates and just talk about it as we go, or what? I don't know. Why are you all looking at me?
Is he still looking around?
You
Because you're
started
talking.
All right.
Freaking out, man.
Okay, I'm hoping that they just kind of pass through. Maybe they have a meeting, and then we can continue on our merry way as we were before. But
I don't know. I've been trying to like keep it together this whole time, and this is like one thing maybe too much.
We maybe need to get you somewhere then. You can go, if you want, you can go throw up in the bathroom. That seemed to help Alex that one time.
Okay,
it
yeah.
helps me a lot.
Okay.
Really clears the mind.
Not well.
Oh,
you know,
is this a thing? All right. I figured out human behavior.
I cannot deal with this right now. Thanks.
Okay, for now we should get plates. Is he still looking? I guess it's pretty easy to find the table, right? There's not like a dearth of tables.
He honestly just seems to like want to excuse himself from this situation. It seems like he has sat down and there's still a tension just throughout his body right now. And so I think he just wanted to remove himself and leave.
Okay. Cool.
But he has found a location to sit down.
Yeah, we will get food and we will attempt to find a table that is farther off from everybody else, which is completely normal behavior because we don't go to this school.
Are you just gonna like walk right past him? Or?
Yeah, we're not gonna sit by him.
Okay.
We're gonna just sit down. He seems like he's busy. He doesn't want to like deal. Like we're still in eye range. I was gonna say eye shot, but that feels weird. Anyway. We're still like visible. We're not hiding. It's just we don't want to sit by you. You can't sit with us.
Didn't pull a John Cena on him.
I don't think we could, Jeff. The man is a legend.
We have Claire. We kind of could.
No, because she can only do for one thing for one person.
For one guy. For that guy.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
I look over at her.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
That's about the long and short of it.
Okay, nobody.
And also, they're allowed to roll on it, so they might save.
What?
It might not work,
Oh, well.
depending on their strength of will at that given
the
time.
kids
And the
in there-
dice they roll.
And the dice that they roll. If they get a nat 20, oh boy.
That would be impressive given as you're rolling 2 6s, but sure.
Claire,
Not
are
for
you
a
okay?
saving
Claire,
throw.
are you
Okay.
okay? Come back to us.
Nosebleeds.
Your eyes.
I've seen things.
I've seen the table we play on.
Anyway,
kinda nice, actually.
so I assume you guys are heading into the line now. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you are going back and forth, trying to keep this a little bit low, Alex, you get a call on your phone. I assume you put it on like silent, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that one. To
Oh,
you.
I think that he did.
It rings and it's like, hello, we are psychics infiltrating a thing.
I thought we've canonically made it toxic by Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Everybody's ringtone is toxic.
Everybody's
But it is on
ringtone is
silent,
toxic
yeah.
by Britney Spears. That's normal, Jeff.
That's just
Like
what
the
it is in
finger
the
guns.
future.
Just vibrating to the rhythm of Toxic.
And without answering, you can see that it is Dorian Gray calling you right now.
I don't know if people are we supposed to have phones in this top secret base? Nobody stopped me. Nobody was like, "Here, take this phone."
This is fine. I mean, it's not a top secret base. It's just an outpost.
I mean, it is a top secret.
It's a
base.
top secret.
hidden in the
It's an outpost
middle
that
of
we're not supposed to
mountain.
know about, right?
Top secret. It's a secret
Secret
base.
It's a normal
Okay.
secret
Regular
base,
secret.
not
It's a
top
regular
secret.
secret base.
All right.
They put it there and they're like, security via obscurity. Who cares?
I'll just put it in this caldera.
Right in
All
the
right.
middle of the caldera.
I'll,
No, it's on
Okay, fine, no,
silent.
fine.
Shut up.
I'll give I'll like hand my plate to Nona and just be like, "Can you just take this?" And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
do this call.
Okay.
And then I'll look at the private and kind of like hold up like a finger and be like, "Hey, I have to take this." And then like just kind of walk over and like walk towards the corner and take the call.
And you hear the voice on the other side says, "Hey, Just saw a duo of Inquisitors head up there. Where are you guys at right now? What are things happening?
Okay, we're in the mess hall, and we also saw the duo. Are there 4 Inquisitors? Are there 2?
No, I was just I was doing some rounds and I saw them, and so I called.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No, they're here. Yes. There's at least 2.
I think there's 2.
Yes.
They came in on one boat together with a couple of other silence operatives.
Man, I would have really appreciated this information
Like
before we could
2
confirm
minutes
it.
ago.
I was doing other things.
All right.
I was doing like little rounds, just
Cool,
trying to
man.
keep I don't know what you want
Thanks,
from me.
Batman.
I tend to do these things alone, I will have you know. Generally, I can just kind of go in and then just... Anyway.
Yes, well, we have everything that we need. Finishing up. We just need to get out the door.
All right.
Okay. That's it. That's our status update. We'll keep you informed. If I send you a text, assume that everything's gone to shit. Just any text in the next little bit before we meet.
Understood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we need to coordinate, you're going to give me a call then, right?
Yes.
All
yes.
right. All right.
Okay, great.
I will coordinate with Ellie, who I can still see on the docks.
That'd be wonderful.
All right.
Cool. Thanks so much. I love you.
That joke never
Cool.
gets old.
Bye.
All right. Wow, that was hurtful. Most people just kind of play along, but I guess
I'm the
it was
circus.
too cool for that. All right, then I'll go.
All
right.
right. Some food has been retrieved. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you guys, are you not sitting at the same
We're
table as
not
the private?
sitting at the same table
I
as
think
the
Alex
private.
turns around and looks at where the private's sitting, and then sees that everybody else is sitting at another table. It's like, fine, fuck, I'll go sit with our table.
And so you walk past him, and he just looks at you go with puppy dog eyes, and just kind of slouches in the corner and starts to pull out some documents where he starts working.
Excellent.
It's called hazing, kid. Fucking deal with it. Walk.
Please tell me that's canon.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Great.
Amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was done, but
He's Alex is leaving.
He's already gone.
cool. Anyway. And so you found a secluded corner where no one else is really by you. No one really seems to pay you much mind. It seems that there might be quite a few people that come and go that aren't normally on this space. And so you have relative privacy, but
Sure.
obviously you are still in a public space.
Sure.
Micah's just kind of stirring the meatloaf that she's been offered. And, that I didn't hear the ammunition comment. I don't notice shit ever.
That's right.
Damn it. It's we could just blow this whole place up and make it look like an accident. That wouldn't be so bad. We could do that.
That's what I'm thinking right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Why? All we literally have to do is leave. We
Oh,
just
I
have to get
assumed
out
they
the
were
front
gonna.
door.
They can spot you. They have we know at least one of them.
They
Probably
haven't-
the Golden Eyes one.
They haven't yet.
Yeah.
A
that's
single
fair.
wind condition is just getting to the boat. So
Right.
I don't understand why we'd try to complicate anything further
So I want to just walk
until
out
we
the
have
door.
to. Yes.
Can you do that?
Which part?
Okay.
Micah's.
Can
Micah, I think Nona's trying to ask, are you okay right now?
Oh no.
yeah, no. But the amount of not okay you are, can you make it out the door? Can you walk past that individual and continue walking? Because that seems like a thing we couldn't do before.
I can try. She might notice me.
Yes.
I can try not to look at her.
Yes.
Look, they can't hang around there forever. My hope is that if we hang out here for just a little bit, snack, they can go and fuck around for whatever business they actually have, and we can
Sure.
just pass through that hallway.
Saying explosions, always a good distraction.
This
They
is fair.
always work.
We are now
Never
at
backfire.
the point where if something is going to happen, it needs to happen not associated with us. We are very strongly tied to those computers. If any of us is seen doing anything suspicious as of this point, the information we have gathered loses all value.
Yeah. They can't know it was us.
Maybe we get our friends on the outside to do something, but it cannot be us. We need to be seen being normal, and then we need to slip out without any suspicion cast on us, or everything we have is worthless.
Weren't they? I'm trying to remember if Micah heard not the name of the guy, but that they had incarcerated a telekinetic, right? But just
That's
not
right.
details. That's right. It's like
Yeah.
they had that guy locked up who's like a fire starter or something. If we could like use him, that could take notice off us. If we could just like get him to do something, and also, I mean, break him out too. That would be great. But that, I don't know if that's asking too much. I could just try and bust open his door.
I have just connected some data points. That is probably why the Inquisitors are here.
Huh.
If we go
Yeah.
to the telekinetic, we are most likely going where they are intending to go, right? Inquisitors deal with psychics. There
Yeah.
is a known psychic on the base.
And so what? We just let that happen then and don't do anything with him?
He's likely also drugged. That's how they tend to
Yeah.
hold psychics.
Yeah.
So we can't use our powers.
Yeah.
We could start a fire, make it seem like he was using his powers, and then use that as our distraction to get out. I did bring my lighter.
Yeah. Make it, and then and it's not tied to us at all. They think it's this guy, and he broke out on his own. Totally, yeah, that could work. And then we don't need to walk past her calmly. Yeah.
Well, I'm also up for finishing our meal and just seeing if they leave. That seems like a fun plan too. But if they don't, fire as the backup plan has always worked very well for us.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Maybe I don't know. I hate just leaving that guy there for them to like get their hands on him.
Yeah.
I know we've got our own mission to do, and I know that.
I think
Maybe
that-
we just wait. Fine.
Taking down, the Children of Silence altogether will probably do more good than just helping him.
I guess. Yeah. That's kind of always been the thing, huh? Okay. Fine. Okay. See if we can sit it out. Maybe they'll just go and we can leave.
Cool.
You want my meatloaf, Nona?
No.
I don't know.
She looks at you like you're crazy.
You said you wanted to finish the meal. I don't know. I'm not eating this.
I mean, I did pause right before saying that, but okay.
I can eat it. I know, Nona, you don't like the feeling of eating.
That's right. It's not so much the feeling. It feels wasteful. My understanding is that people normally consume these for calories that they turn into energy in their bodies, and I just don't do that.
Yeah, no, that's true. And
Yes. Here, Claire. Grow big and strong.
take the meatloaf.
Cool.
And so you guys take some time as you just kind of like hunch around yourselves. Are you just kind of like waiting it out? Are you acting natural? Like what does this look like? As soon as you like finish your meal, are you heading up and like saying, all right, I guess it's time to go now?
Yeah, like a slower eating pace.
Mm-hmm.
When we all have like our dinners and
Take
just
your
like
time.
as
Yeah.
much forced kind of chatter and stuff as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think also if we can hide Micah behind us, stay between her and her sister as much as possible, that might be a good plan.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe like have my face away from the entry to the mess hall, if that's kind of how things are oriented with these tables.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have like a little circular table in the corner.
Yeah.
And so a period of time passes. You guys take your time eating through the food that you do have. It gets to the point where most of the folks within the mess hall seem to have moved on. You're one of the last few eating, and you see standing in the silhouette of the door, Skye step in her black uniform and head towards the line to get food.
Cool.
And Claire leans over and says, maybe we should go now.
Yes, agreed. Where's the other one?
You don't see him.
Okay. Well, this is probably the best outcome then. Let's go.
And so she is coming in on one long walk towards the line of cooking. Like if this is like a rectangular building, she's walking along one side of the rectangle, and you guys kind of turn your head to the other side and just continue walking. I'm gonna need you all to make a check for me.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm gonna need a dex sneak check or a charisma sneak check. Because you're trying to act natural. Like
Right.
You're not, either you don't want to be seen or you want to be like glossed over. And I'm going to have this be a group roll
Oh, okay.
because it's all of you guys.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
I would call this a group.
At this point, definitely.
Okay. Claire's doing just fine. Just rolling rocks.
I got my double 6 for a 12 total.
Nice. Oh, no, plus
No.
0.
+1, -1.
I got a 10.
All right.
I got a 10.
Oh, damn. You know what? If we fail this one, it was always destined to happen. That's some good rolls,
Claire
everybody.
also got a 10. So.
Quick, smear this meatloaf on your face.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
And so you guys start to make your exit, and Micah, you sneak a glance at your sister, and she doesn't even pay you guys any mind. It seems like she is fully focused on the food that is out in front of her right now, as she eagerly grabs a plate and starts just putting as much on as possible.
Yeah, I've tried to position myself kind of behind so that like Alex and Nona are to the one side of me. It's kind of, yeah. But I'll surreptitiously maybe steal a glance from in between them. It's like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
Excellent.
And so you continue on your way, and all of a sudden you see a quick movement out of the corner of your eye, and you see that the private has stood up from his table. He has some things kind of out in front of him, and he starts, rustling them all together. He's like, hey, no, wait, guys.
Yeah, Alex like kind of pushes everybody towards the door, and he'll like stand by the doorway and just kind of be like, come on, hurry
Right,
up.
yes.
And just kind of waving, and then he'll step out of the doorway.
Yes.
Yes.
And
We're leaving, but we're totally waiting for you, just outside.
Yeah.
Outside. Come on, private.
And so
Get with
as soon as Alex, you are out the door and turning, you can see just out of the corner of your eye, Skye kind of like look over to what the commotion was and go back to her food. You're back into the main road, almost the main little walkway that kind of splits the middle of this camp. And the commotion that was happening around the entrance has dispersed. However, you notice that farther up the road is now the other Inquisitor, who seems to be talking with the same man who Alex had to go over paperwork with,
Gotcha.
a Sergeant Bowers. The back of the Inquisitor is to you, though, and you guys start to make your way towards the door.
I think once we are outside of the mess hall, I think we wait for the private.
Yeah.
So we step out, we move over to the side, and we wait for our escort to join us.
Mm-hmm. And the private says, whew, are you guys going to be in a hurry? Do you need to head out?
Yes, definitely. Alex checks his wrist again.
Looks down at his wrist again. There's still no watch there.
Are you sure you don't want to there was
What, do they have
Inquisitor, right?
dessert? Do they have dessert in the mess hall?
No, I was going to say that the Inquisitors, I don't know. You guys be around them a lot? We don't get a lot of them around here.
I don't know, man. Psychics always make me jumpy. I know they're on our side, but
I understand that, but they're one of the good ones, you know?
oh, sure, but still, like the powers and you know.
Micah, how do you feel?
Yeah, You could easily ask me for a check right now. I'm like what white knuckle, like trying to keep it together. It's like fucking go away.
Can you give me
this
a
needs to
charisma
end.
saving throw, please?
So-
Yeah, all right. That's on a d20, right?
Is
Yeah.
that a mental
Wisdom.
saving?
Yeah, it'd be a
throw?
mental saving throw.
Okay, 19. I passed. The dice
The
don't lie.
want to tell a story here.
Somehow I'm keeping it together against all the odds.
You feel this anger. This is just like the one. It's like almost the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
It starts to bubble up, but you're like, no, we're on a job right now. I can break as much fucking shit as I want once we get out.
It's damn right.
Remember the McRaven. We're doing this for the McRaven.
Do it for him.
Limited time only.
And so the private will say, okay, yeah, we can head right back down to the docks. And he meets eyes with Sergeant Bowers, who is facing towards you guys, does like a little head nod. And the sergeant does another head nod and does a wave to you guys as you make your way towards the entrance back towards the dock. I'm going to do something real quick.
Here it comes.
Jeff, stop.
Oh, he's just rolling a dice.
What's he doing?
I thought for a second we were bringing back the darkness tokens.
Okay. And
Put down that knife.
Oh, God.
Jeff, what are you doing?
This
You
is
see the
always how it was
Inquisitor
going to
take-
end.
This is how the dice wanted to go. The Inquisitor takes, you notice like their head turns slightly to look at like who the sergeant is waving over his shoulder, and then goes back to the conversation with Sergeant Bowers.
That's a lot of rolls.
Yeah.
A butterfly
That
like
way.
flutters by and he's like, oh,
A butterfly. Look at that.
Psychic.
He jumps on it like a cat.
And you guys make your way down the hatchbacks down to the dock itself. You see Ellie, who is just chatting around with some of the other dock workers. And she says, we got everything we needed to get done. All the updates happened.
Yep, they should be safe from cyber attacks now.
All right, cool. As she kind of like waves to the person that she was talking to and is like, well, I guess we should better go. And you see that there's a little bit of panic behind her eyes.
We match that energy. I go, yes, let's.
Like, cool. All right. And she hops into the boat. You guys all get on and you drive away. And
Mission successful.
I can't believe we did
All
that.
of
We get the like hitman screen. And it's like,
no, there's no screen,
no.
but you're waiting for the shoe to drop. Like, what happens? Are they going to chase after us? So they don't know. And then it's just, a minute passes, 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass. And you're like, oh, I think we did it. And a little bit afterwards, you hear a jet ski pull up next to the side of you guys. It's
Open
stored-
fire. Oh wait.
It's stored in grace.
Oh no.
Open fire.
Who would have guessed?
Oh, wait, never mind. She's fine.
Gonna need new jets.
That was my favorite shirt. There's bloody holes in it now.
And also now Ellie knows, which is maybe not what we
Oh, that
wanted,
is very
but
true.
yeah.
But you have successfully made it out of this, and as far as you can tell, no one is the wiser. You find your way back to the little safe house that Isis and the rest of her group, and Davis and the rest of his group is there. And you go in with the information in hand. So what do you do when you guys first arrive? I will say that the state that you find folks in is not too much different than you left them in.
Sure.
A lot of coordinating. Davis and his group seems to still be focusing a lot on Principa itself, as you're aware that they are dealing with the plot for the coronation, where Isis and Freya and Kynon are pointing at various areas of the riverways in between the prison and Principa, and talking about various strategy as you walk in.
I think I would like us to sort of turn that information into somebody on Micah's team, not somebody on Davis's team.
Yeah, we can, take this to Isis.
Sure.
She's kind of running the ship right now.
And so you guys come up and she says, how'd it go? I haven't heard any explosions or any gunfire. We haven't heard anything on the radio. Like it.
Yeah, if only. No, it went off without any problems. We got what we were looking for.
Micah, Are you okay?
My sister was there.
Oh, was she stationed there?
She's an Inquisitor now.
And at that, Isis is kind of taken aback. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Isis was your friend from school, right?
She was the first one to reach out to me to get me in all this business.
And she leans in and says, Skye? I mean, I knew she did stuff with the Silence Operatives, but I thought she was just, an officer somewhere. She's an...
Yeah. Yeah. News to me too. She never, went to an academy
No.
but it looked like she was definitely with one of the Inquisitors that we saw on our boat trip in. I think she was the other one.
Assuming she was the one in the body armor, that means we definitively know she has powers as well.
Yeah, same body armor and everything, right? When we saw her come in, yeah.
I mean, I will say, it is a uniform, so.
But it was with the same. There was two of them there. There were two of them here.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a jump, but I feel comfortable placing a bet on that one.
It's a major jump. Yes.
Yeah.
Major jump?
Yeah.
Everyone just saluted around the table. I just wanted to make sure everyone on.
Perfect. All right, back to your crisis.
Yeah, so she was like doing Metasci stuff at me the other day. Like, I guess that was her. So yeah, that's kind of the day I'm having. But point at Nona, we definitely got the goods, the deets. So, woo, yay.
Isis takes a moment at that and says, I didn't want to believe it, but I mean, I know Skye. Like, I've met her. I guess this is, proof as much as anything that they have
whatever that
abilities to do such a thing.
The crazy stuff they're cooking up. Yeah, definitely seems like it to me. There's no way that, I don't think. No, there's no way that she was just like naturally a psychic. Yeah, like they're So, rumor confirmed. Got a whole bunch more Inquisitors and stuff now.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do about that. I always knew she's another one of the Silence Operatives. I knew she was kind of working with them, so I knew this kind of thing could pop up. I guess I wasn't ready to see her in that outfit.
There's Silence Operatives outposts everywhere. I know it's a possibility, but to have her here at this point. Okay.
So I'm gonna take a bit.
Okay.
Would you like to go set some stuff on fire?
I think I'm gonna do my own thing, but thanks. No, maybe not fire this one time.
Okay, because I got a lighter.
As
Cool.
she flips it open.
I just kind of. I know how we solve these. It works for Claire. It's gonna work for. I'm pretty sure the last time you had like strong emotions come up, you went somewhere and you shot something. I'm pretty sure that what we're supposed to do is be destroying stuff.
Oh, you're not wrong about that. But I'm gonna
fair.
recognize the impulse out of Nona and say, like, actually, that I do appreciate that. Thanks, Nona. I know you're trying to help.
Yes, well, anything other than that, you will have to ask explicitly. But I am willing to help.
Thanks.
All right. And so Isis will look to Nona and says, "So you have the information then?"
Yes, a lot of it.
Excellent. That's good. We can certainly go through some of the other stuff, but for the job tomorrow, right?
Yes,
Not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
I'm going to. Is there a computer you want me to put this on somewhere?
And she'll pull up her own data slab, and you add that.
I pull out the USB thing secretly from me, but it looks like it is from my power glove. I pull it into the side, and I give her everything we got. So that's personnel names.
And she starts going over and says, "Okay, we knew that amount of folks. It's good to know the different names. I'll see if we have any leads on any of them being useful.
Yeah, the Inquisitors all seem to go by code names.
She takes a look at that and says, they're leaving from that base.
Yes.
Did you see any of the Inquisitors there?
No. Remember, there were none, and then 2 showed up. Y'all were pretty confident that there was none.
I did not say there were definitely none.
No,
I said
that's fair.
that we have no reason to believe there are any there.
That's right. And now there are 2.
And there's 2 on this manifest.
Yeah.
Wyvern and Goose.
You got it. I think they really value one more than the other.
Well,
they were going off a bird theme, and then they
I mean, Goose.
This one's cool.
Wyvern came in later, and they were
Yeah,
like,
that's
"God,
right.
we're out of birds."
There you go.
Goose is a code name that's come up before. He's definitely been around. Golden-eyed fella.
Yeah.
That's him.
Wyvern, that's a new one.
That would be Skye.
Okay. They're supposed to be on there. And she kind of like looks up from the data slab at Micah, kind of leaving that implication up in the air and says, okay, but I can check these other names. And she pulls up the map and says, yes, okay. And she starts cross-referencing the map that she had printed out on the table and the one that you have delivered to her and says, that was one of the ways that we thought that they might go, and starts drawing on the map. And you can see as she was drawing through the map that there's a couple of locations where there's kind of X's at a bunch of different places.
They were also planning, I think in the plans, there was, this is a place where we might get ambushed kind of thing too, right? So I'm going to point that out and be like, also, it seems like they know we might be coming.
Yeah. And so you notice that several of those other ones, like there's ones where it's like, this was a good place. And the intel seems to say like, hey, this is an area to be careful. Like,
yeah.
All right. And she crosses that one off and starts to say, yeah, no, this is really good. I think if we can think about this a little bit, we can find a good spot where they think that they're safe, but turn a corner and maybe there's a landslide or something. This is awesome. Thanks, guys. I think this might really up our chances here as she starts to go through this information, almost forgetting a little bit the revelation that happened before.
We got a nose to the grindstone this one. So you wanted to go off by yourself?
Yeah, it seems like ISIS is dealing with mission stuff. We did our mission. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little personal time.
Okay.
But I'll catch up with you guys
For
later.
what it's worth, I'm pretty sure I have related experience with this. I know I'm not the best at empathy, but one's siblings wanting to kill you.
Yeah, that's true. You want to throw some rocks with me?
Yes, I do.
All right. And so I guess you guys are heading out towards the docks and just going to find some nice smooth rocks to throw.
Almost.
Almost. You're not
Boulder.
stone skipping. You're just throwing.
I'm throwing
We're
rocks
gonna
at
go
the
throw
cliff.
rocks at trains.
All right. I'll get back to that. Alex, what are you doing? The evening is open. There's nothing more that you understand needs to be done. The job itself will be happening in 2 days' time. So the day after tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yeah. 2 days before the day after tomorrow. Anyway. Oh my God, that's the day.
I was waiting. I thought that was going to be the
Is there anything that Alex is doing given this information? I will remind you guys, you have given Dorian Gray that information, the comics particularly. The last time you talked to her directly about it, she had not read it because they're like, I just got it.
It literally just sat down.
Maybe you should read through that.
That's right.
And so that is still something that's open. You're not entirely sure if she's read through more of it. She's not the most sharing type. So you only really get answers out of her when you ask her directly. But that is the situation. Do you, Alex, want to do anything in the meantime?
Yeah. I think talking to Dorian Gray is probably a good idea, but otherwise Alex is just kind of like looking in on all of the different planning information like that is currently available and just kind of committing some of it to memory.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like as the map is kind of marked up and they start looking for points of ambush, Alex kind of like wants to figure out like the top 3 and kind of have those in memory. But otherwise, like if Dorian Gray is around, he'll go talk to them.
Okay.
Talk to Dorian Gray.
All right, I'm gonna do Micah and Nona real quick first. So Micah probably leaves out in a huff, and I assume Nona, you
I've been invited to
Quizzically,
follow, so I'm coming with.
She has been invited.
No. I not quizzically. I understand this. We're going to go throw rocks at things.
All right, I won't control your character anymore. What do you guys
We
what do you
got
guys
it.
want to do? You have these docks out in front of you.
Got docks. We got rocks.
Docks and rocks
And a cliff.
and a cliff.
How big of a rock are you throwing? Because I was figuring.
Yeah, I'm not looking for gigantic boulders, but whatever like medium-sized rocks there are, I'm going to be picking them up with just, my telekinesis, of course, just like 3 at a time, and just try and chuck these at the wall, get some destructive energy out. I'm not talking. I'm not saying anything. Notice free to come, but this is
So you're kind of,
processing time.
are you throwing them at this cliffside and then
Yes.
seeing them go down, or are you just kind of like placing them up high and then dropping
No,
them?
I'm trying to smash rocks. I'm
see.
trying to throw them as hard as I can that they might break.
How fast can you throw?
Probably with the telekinesis, not fast enough.
Yeah.
Probably it's like 20 meters per round.
You can drop it on another rock.
But I can get creative with it.
Which is like 20 meters per round is like a little over 3 meters per second.
Yep.
So that's
Is that right?
Wait, hold up. 20 meters per round. A round is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sure,
Yeah.
around 3 meters per second, which isn't slow,
That's
but
right.
They'll make a nice clacking noise. At
So,
the very
yeah.
least.
trying to maybe like take some of them, like windmill them around, so they're just kind of like smacking into the same spot over and over. I don't know. We're getting out some destructive impulses because I'm upset.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're
As
throwing
you should.
Throw rocks. I will throw rocks. I do not have telekinesis.
Do you try and throw them like higher than Micah?
No.
Just kind of throwing rocks.
I think the competitive impulse is strangely missing. I never actually got that. I need to be able to accomplish this better than you kind of thing
Yeah.
in this particular area anyway. So we're just throwing rocks.
Is there anything that's going to be said here? Or is it just a lot of rock throwing?
This for Micah was definitely just like decompressing time, and Nona invited herself. But after a little while, can we say like sisters?
I'm not sure. Brother more in my case, but
Well,
yeah,
siblings, close enough.
Yeah. It makes it worse that she's psychic now, yeah?
Yes. Somehow, I don't know why, but yeah. It's like she always was kind of, well, it's not completely true, but she ended up on Dad's side and like the obviously very anti-psychic camp, and now she's like parading around with her fancy battle armor doing like meta psionics.
Yes.
I just don't get it. Yeah. Thanks for coming with me out here. It's probably better if I wasn't all by myself, but I just need time,
Yes. Family can be very complicated, I have come to learn.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to learn. Yeah.
If you would like, we could also kidnap her and stick her in smuggler's hold. See if we can get that fixed.
Nona.
I've got room.
We'll keep an eye out for that one. That I'd like to see that.
Nona is not 100% sure if she's joking or not. She threw that out there as an attempt at humor, but also if we are go for this plan, I also in my backpack have 50 feet of rope. Just saying.
Just joking. Unless.
That's exactly right.
We could, you just kidnap her and throw her into our trunk and, try and beat some sense into her.
On the same
Unless.
wavelength. It's just like, yeah, joke. I'd love to see that. If it comes up.
It is a little bit funny that Claire's stronger than her.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Claire's good. She's gonna now all of this. I mean, it's kind of for. I mean, not just me, but also Claire and like everyone else, like that guy they had in their brig.
Yeah.
We're trying to make changes here.
And
Skye made her choice.
you really think getting Vaughn back is gonna help?
Yeah. I mean, he's like the best precog I've known, and I don't know what to say. Maybe you'll get it when you meet him, but he's just got like the vision. He never steered us wrong, and like getting him back, pissing off all the chancellors by doing it too. Like, I feel like we can really like shake things up and like actually, get rid of them. Like make a real difference here.
What do you think they'd do? Like
Which
I was originally envisioning when we were coming here and discussing this plan and all of that, thought we were going to have to crash the coronation to get Mr. McRaven back. But it seems like this is two sort of separate things. So we get him back. They're not going to cancel it, are they?
I don't know, but they're not going to like it.
Yeah.
They're going to be so mad. It's going to be egg on their face. They had this whole execution set up.
If I was in their camp, I'd probably just find a random other person, kill him, be like, hey, look, it's the leader of this thing, and it's just some guy.
I wouldn't put it past him to try. No. Yeah, I don't know exactly where things go from here, but I'm sure Vaughn will have a plan.
Fair enough. I look forward to meeting him.
Yeah. All right. I think that's kind of the end of that scene. We'll go back to chucking rocks a little bit, but
Yeah.
probably winds down on the rock chucking too.
This is fair.
Okay. And so we go back inside and find Alex. And I'm going to put Claire with you, Alex, as she's kind of just following you around as you approach Dorian Gray.
Like, so how are you feeling about dinners recently? As we're walking with Claire.
Meatloaf, I've never had before. I've had meat.
But not loaf.
I've had loaf.
You've had loaf, but not
meatloaf.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
Yeah, it's different depending on who bakes it. Like, it's pretty much always the same kind of like loaf idea. But, applesauce can be in there, or like ketchup, brown sugar. So like, something to fuck around with and find out. That's kind of, I think, how cooking works. I'm not very good at it.
You can just add sugar to regular food?
Yeah.
I thought that was just a baking thing.
I'm sorry. Did you think that it was like illegal to put sugar in like
No.
anything that wasn't a baked good?
There's like a savory thing, and then there's, like baked things. And the baked things have sugar in them. Like
and they have salt too.
And...
You put salt in cookie.
No.
Yeah. Depends on oh shit, Dorian Gray. The salt's just a flavor. Dorian, back me up on this.
And she turns to you after probably removing some of her equipment that she had for the mission. And she says, yeah, what's up?
Salt goes in cookies, yeah? When you make a cookie, salt goes in there from scratch.
Yeah, it brings out the other flavors.
See, there you go. And Dorian Gray, world famous chef, baker.
I've tried a little bit. You learn some things.
Nice, great. Well, if you ever have time and want to join us for dinner on our ship when we have our ship again, feel free. I don't think you've seen our ship. Wait.
No,
I don't think you have.
Don't think I have.
Not that we're aware of.
We do a lot of boat, which is a different. We do a lot of boat here. Very much less ship.
It's a very boat heavy.
It's a very boat heavy scenery.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Area. Cool. Yeah. Great. Well, this is crazy that we just kind of ran into each other in this very small base.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's crazy. Small world, huh?
Great. Yeah. Do you have any updates? Anything you got to in like the last mission accomplished? Congratulations. I think that's the first mission we've ever had that hasn't like immediately gone belly up.
Probably could have let you guys know a little bit sooner about all that, happening.
Yeah, lessons learned. This isn't really like a post-mortem kind of a team, it seems like, but
I tried once.
it
It did not
definitely
go well.
could. Yeah.
I was checking around the outside to look at the watch towers, and by the time I had rounded the entire base of that mountain, they had already basically gotten there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if you found out about it and you got it word to us as soon as you could, like that's really all you can do, right? It's not your fault that I can fucking clock that kind of shit a mile out.
I mean, you have binoculars.
I have binoculars.
But yeah, are you talking about that information you shared a while back? Is that what you were talking about before?
Yeah, the comic books, but
All right.
yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know. It was weird experience. I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember reading it?
No. And she kind of like tilts her head towards the side of the base that has some of the bedrooms.
Oh,
No. Fucking, and she just walks.
Yeah, that's what we're worried about.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Well, okay.
Anyway, do you follow her?
Yeah, of course.
It's like, oh,
Fucking was proposed, Jeff.
Claire, you stay here.
No,
Oh, no. Anyway,
no,
sorry.
it's not that.
Sorry.
And so you two follow, and you go into her room, which again just really has just the cot, and she leans up against the wall and says, "No, yeah, I definitely, if that any lick of that is true, it all happened before the scream. I don't have any records of stuff before then. I don't even know, like maybe." I mean, it talks a little bit about, the transfer of powers. I haven't had the opportunity to die, but I don't know what would happen if my powers or essence or quintessence or whatever they were talking about gets passed on to someone. But I don't know if that's me in the books. I don't know if that's real. JD is very familiar, but... And she kind of like levels with you and says, for the longest time, I called myself Jordan Doe.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it turns out people like look at Doe as a last name and start to,
Question.
add questions. So Donahue,
Yeah.
remember the JD. But I think that may have been me. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe when the scream happened, that was someone I was related to, and I got this. I'm not sure. I woke up basically on that day, world on fire with these powers that I didn't even realize I had until, got into some situations.
Mm-hmm.
But everything it says about the Eternal here, as she kind of takes out her comm pad and starts like swiping through some of that stuff, like it's very accurate to what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, you're being exceptionally honest with us. And I sense that that's something that's very difficult to you. So I'm also going to try to be honest and say, I don't 100% buy this comic book. Like, well, one, we stole it, so I didn't buy it at all. But in general, like, it's about superpowers and this kind of like thing. I think that people are naturally drawn to, no matter what kind of world they live in, want something that's just a little bit more fantastical, more like there's some kind of deeper importance there. So, we have actual psychic powers, and that's like a thing. But why can't we have secret psychic powers? Why can't people have double psychic powers? I feel like that's a very natural thing to evolve. And those double secret psychic powers being like immortality and prophecy and things like that, it just kind of follows. And like, sure, we found this comic book that has these things in here, and it turns out that there are real world analogs to it, but I can't take this as history. But what I can acknowledge is that you have been around for a very long time. So if you saw something and decided to commit it to a comic book for posterity as a way to share this thing that you couldn't otherwise share, that's where it all kind of makes sense to me. Then maybe you did just like leave it for yourself even, and JD is just kind of what traces it back to you, what kind of keeps it all connected. So, I can think about it that way.
She kind of nods at that and says, yeah, there's some things in there that I'm not sure I would ever say. And there's just some very...
Like what?
Cowabunga, dude?
You say cowabunga, dude?
Yeah. And
Or do you make someone else say cow? Oh.
No, me. And she points to a comic, like a
Panel.
a little panel where it has the Eternal kind of like jumping off of a helicopter saying cowabunga, dude.
Please with a skateboard. Please with a skateboard.
Yeah.
Does it look... does now that I have Dorian Gray and the Eternal like lined up next to each other, do they look the same?
We asked about
or does
this,
it
they
have like the
don't.
mask? Or what does the mask do?
The Eternal, like how they tend to be portrayed in the comics is in a very androgynous face. They have short hair, short white hair. It actually looks a lot more like Jordan Donahue than Dorian Gray.
Gotcha.
But it's not like a spitting image. In fact, you notice that as the series goes on, like they try on different faces to kind of just sit in. And so there's not necessarily one face, but when they kind of go out as in masks, there is something reminiscent. She has I think she has like a skull on her face. No, that was
No.
Borosato.
This is half one. I forget the colors, but half one color, half the other color.
Oh yeah, she had the Slade.
That is exactly
look.
right.
Yeah, the skull is trying a little hard for her. She's already at her peak.
An eyeless black and gray mask split down the center of the face, with the gray half having an ornamental eye drawn in white.
Okay.
There is it's not exactly the same thing, but it's almost as if now that you can see these things side by side, it's like as if someone who was really good at art or like liked a very specific type of art and then got amnesia and then tried art again. It's like they don't have any recollection.
Just like that. Yeah, Alex looks at us.
Like that. I'm trying to
it's
like
that makes
the
so much
five
sense.
other times you've experienced this.
But imagine,
just
like
those.
Imagine.
Imagine, if you will.
In order to write a comic book, one must first invent the universe.
Excelsior. Anyway, but basically, the vibe that you get is I could see the same person creating this. There are definitely there's a similar kind of duality that is there that kind of splits the face.
Incredibly important. How good are each of these individuals at drawing eyes? Because that's one I can never figure out. Drawing eyes is hard.
Comic
Yeah, between the comic book and the ornamental designed eye on Dorian Gray's.
they're both pretty decent.
Jealous.
The ornamental eye is definitely more, it's like iconography rather than trying to be realistic.
Got it.
But yes, you could, there are parallels that you could draw between them, but they are not exactly the same thing.
Gotcha. I mean, have you tried saying cowabunga, dude?
It doesn't feel right. Maybe I need to just find the right situation in order to say it.
Well, yeah, that's a kind of a given. I feel like you're like at a funeral, and somebody comes up to you, and you're like, "Oh, how did you know him? How did you know Benjamin?" And he was like, "Oh, I went to college with him," and you went cowabunga, dude. I feel like that for sure does not track. But I don't know. Maybe next time you're jumping out of a helicopter
With a skateboard?
with this. Oh fuck, there is a skateboard, huh?
Yeah.
Well, with a skateboard specifically, it might be worth a try. But hey, like, if you did write this, it's been 1,000 years. Maybe it does not fit anymore, and I feel like that's super legitimate because I would say things 5 years ago that I could not imagine myself saying now. So after 1,000 years, it's really like, maybe you leave the cowabunga.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It's also like, I don't know what place you're in when you wrote this comic book. Like maybe, don't take this the wrong way because I'm a very sad person, but maybe you were like happier. I don't know, maybe you had somebody who was like, who said cowabunga and you kind of took it up ironically and then you started saying cowabunga. You know, that happens when you're around people you like.
Yeah. And she just kind of looks at the image of the Eternal in the Traveler's comic as they kind of jump out of that helicopter right above a canyon, but the canyon kind of like scoops down.
Of course, just natural
Oh,
half
yeah,
pipe.
yeah.
I didn't see the next panel.
Yeah.
I see your plan.
Of all of the conversations my character has missed in this goddamn show,
This is
this
the worst.
one, this is the one that hurts the most. Anyway,
She says, yeah, I need to know more about myself and, looking through as much information as I've been able to. Travelers saw the Eternal, seems relevant. And so, I don't know, to get back this, it feels close. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, look at all the people that I left behind.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm much younger than you. It's like so much younger than you. So feel free to not take this advice, but just kind of like on your first read through, if your focus was on the Eternal, on your second one, just like pick another character and see how they speak to you. Because if you did write this, whether you actually knew these people or not, like they came out of your head. Maybe you'll learn something if you just kind of like take your focus off of yourself.
She nods at that and says, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Hey, and if you guys come across anything else, Traveler's stuff written on it, I can throw more money your way. Lord knows I have enough of it.
Yeah, so we'll take it. But I think that you're one of the few people that we could say, we'll send you photos and we'll hold off on payment until, we can meet up again.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Chill. Okay, cool. And Alex kind of like looks around the like bedroom.
In fact, as the conversation seems to kind of lull, you hear a little voice in your minds. You hear Claire say, "We're not going to tell her that we may have found other travelers, like maybe me. Definitely not Tony. I understand that one. Don't want to give him any more, feeling good about himself. He's already riding pretty high on that one."
Alex doesn't remember if he can respond, so he's gonna like kind of think in his head, like, I can just kind of like say things in here, yeah?
Yeah, no, yeah, you can
Great,
just say
cool,
right back
yeah.
to me.
And I'm not gonna bring it up, but you can.
And there's a pause there, and you hear Clay say, maybe a little bit later.
Okay, cool.
It's weird to think that she was friends with, I don't know, my ancestors, if that is all true.
Mm. Oh, he'll say out loud and be like, before we go, we did meet one real jackass.
And she'll look up at that and says, uh-huh.
Who one of the first times I met him, I was like, don't touch me. And one of the first things he did was like override that and touch me on the shoulder. And I've hated him ever since. And he like tried to, he can like read psychic powers through that. And I'm telling you that because again, real piece of shit. So you can really do whatever you want with him.
And she kind of looks for a second, looks down and says, was it the knave?
I would call him that, yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah, I
And a
call him the
scoundrel.
knave. He's a real piece of shit.
What's his name?
Tony LeBeau.
Tony LeBeau.
He uses a sniper rifle. It's not even the bow.
I assume it's like the French spelling of the word.
What are the French?
You know, like the space French.
Oh, the space French.
The space French.
I cannot comprehend the language.
No, that planet is filled with baguettes and escargots.
Pretty sure that's space racist. Can we be done throwing rocks now? These guys are having a party.
All right. I'm going to write that down.
Okay, great.
You told Dorian Gray about Tony LeBeau.
We did.
Yeah, I think Micah took a dunk in the water, which is probably freezing.
Mhm.
And then after that, we can come back inside.
All right. And you guys are probably, this is a good enough time where
Yeah.
Nona and Micah come in. Nona is dripping wet.
Notice?
Sorry.
The other one.
Micah,
The other one.
other one. Micah
And they're
is
screaming for help.
I can't swim and I sink to the
Oh,
bottom.
no, I forgot she was a robot.
Oh, fuck.
Just try to be supportive.
I think I can get what. Yeah, I've
Sorry,
gotten wet
Micah.
before. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, no, you can definitely
But
get
I'm not
wet.
doing that.
But
I'll just.
you are denser than
That's right, I
the
think.
human, and so you sink. I
That's
think
right.
there was one time where you had to like go under, and you just kind of
I
like
did.
walked around.
That's how we
on the bottom.
rescued EDI 246.
Exactly
From Calvin's
exactly.
lab, yeah.
Where my
And
mother
so
had
Micah
abandoned him.
is dripping with water, and Nona is just kind of behind her.
Oh. Hey.
Hi,
Oh.
we're back. We threw rocks at
Hey.
things.
Yeah. What's going on over here?
Chat or just kind of talking about the comic books.
Yes, I enjoyed these
Nice.
ones. I've read them multiple times.
Mm.
Yeah. That was really fun when they said cowabunga, dude. That was my favorite panel. It was really well done, actually.
She just Dorian Gray just leans forward and puts her hand in her head in her hands and just goes, oh my god.
Do you need to throw rocks at things or set something on fire?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Nona.
Okay.
Well,
Cool. Sorry, wait. I think I've just connected something. Nona, have you heard of healthy coping mechanisms before?
I did ask about them briefly, and I was told this is not the group to learn them from. Is that still correct?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so we will use the other ones then.
The
no, I
other
don't think
coping
you're supposed to
mechanisms.
use the bad coping mechanisms. Those are just things that people tend to fall onto when they don't
Hey,
have.
you
Yeah,
know-
when we said don't learn the healthy coping mechanism, it seems like you've learned the coping mechanism. You chose to learn the unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Okay, what are the healthy coping mechanisms?
Well, again, you can't learn that from here.
Hey, y'all, look.
Maybe
I-
talking about it.
You shut your mouth. I broke some stuff.
How
I
fucking
feel
dare you.
better now, and no one got hurt, so I think that's just fine.
That's right. And Claire burned down that one town, and then also we let her shoot the gun at the giant evil-looking tower.
Yeah,
and there's
that's-
nothing wrong with
And
that.
that
That's
makes,
catharsis, though. It's not quite coping. It's more.
Oh,
It's slightly.
a closure kind of deal.
Yeah.
okay.
So
Anybody want some closure? And she pulls out a lighter.
We'll get
All
there.
right.
Maybe I'll get closure.
okay.
I'm not ready to joke about that yet. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Set yours.
I invited Dorian Gray to dinner when next time we get back to the ship,
Oh.
and I told her about Tony and his stupid fucking touch powers.
Oh, yes.
oh god,
Yeah.
hate
Oh,
him.
I see. Okay.
And no, Claire just kind of like this. No,
Yeah, no.
just kind of like shakes her head at you.
And
Oh, she doesn't need to do that. She's like,
That's right.
We're holding off on that one for a little
Okay.
bit. I need to prepare myself.
I mean, we didn't tell her about me either.
No,
Okay, fair enough.
it didn't seem relevant.
Yeah, no, that's
We
cool.
can if you want.
I'm not sure. Should we?
Up to you. That's what Alex did to me. And she kind of just finger guns away in your mind.
In my mind?
In your mind.
Mental finger guns.
She's leveling up.
They're real. Those are
She goes pew pew pew, and then accidentally does like 50 psychic damage.
it's just like a
Kills
stream of
3
oil comes out of Nona's nose.
Oh, there's that.
Was this a two-way communication between?
No, it was only
can be-
directly at
No.
Nona, but
Oh,
she
fair
will
enough.
also loop you in as well, Micah.
Yeah. Okay. I said like, no. Obviously, that's up to you.
Wait, you can't
Well-
talk directly to Nona
Yeah,
through
that's
Claire.
not yet.
Okay,
She was
I'll be
working
looped-
on
all
that
right,
she was
power,
working
but
on
she
that
has
power.
not gotten it yet.
Yeah.
All right.
No
To
concert of minds yet.
to Claire, dear Nona. Obviously, it's up to you. I'm sending to Claire,
Obviously it's up to you.
but Dorian Gray has entrusted us with a lot, and I feel like we
Dorian
can
Gray has
trust
trusted
them.
us with
But
a
it's your
lot.
call.
We can trust them, but it's your call.
Well, yeah, and also, she's probably not going to die for a long time. I'm probably not going to die hopefully not going to die for a
But
long
also,
time.
she's not going to die for a long time, and hopefully, I'm not going to die for a long time.
You make a good point, Nona.
You can make a good point, Nona. I don't like this. As the three of you are just kind of like looking at, and Dorian Gray just says, "All right, guys."
Alex is like, "Hey, look, have you ever seen this?"
How do you describe what that hand motion?
It's when you have your two middle fingers out on the opposite sides of your palms, and they're like
The
wiggling.
first time, like a teenager, like somebody's older brother does that in front of you, you're like, whoa.
Or does the one where they have like the straight hand and then
Pull
put like the
finger.
thumb over
That's not an
top and,
older
like, do
brother
the-
trick. That is an old person trick.
Yeah, it
All the
is.
old
That's a
people
grandparent
have like
trick.
an uncle or a
Yeah.
grandpa or something. But anyway, yeah.
Get back to that. This,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, weirdly nervous, I think.
Start to like kick the dust that's on
Yeah.
the ground.
There's really no doors in here, huh?
Nope, just the drapes.
Cool. Yeah. So how much do you remember about me? You remember you did that thing where you looked into?
You didn't exist before 6 months ago, and you started taking odd jobs here and there.
I
As
did
a space
exist.
structure.
For-
Space trucker.
Yeah, that's what I've been told as well. I did. I existed for longer than that. I was just sleeping for a very, very, very long time.
You were in a coma?
Oh, sort of, but not really. But the relevant part is I might actually be. Oh, we have to compare and contrast here, but I might actually be the one person in this room who's older than you.
She turns her head at that and says, I'm not sure I follow.
I stick my head out in the hallway, look both ways.
There is no ISIS waiting to call you guys into dinner
I
yet.
double check for Davis.
Davis is you can hear his cool, sultry tones all the way down towards the main area.
Cool. Yeah. So, well, before I say anything else, there is a person who has threatened to murder basically everybody who knows about this, but you seem hard to kill, so maybe that's okay.
You know, it's one more person trying to kill me.
Okay. And then she just taps her chest and does the like, and like he like opens, like the core comes out.
Remind me, what's the color of
Turquoise.
Nona's cores?
They're
And so
turquoise.
This turquoise glow just starts to emanate from your chest, and you can actually see it kind of blanket Dorian Gray's face. And she leans back a little bit and says, well, that's something I haven't seen. I think.
I have to check my journals.
I'm going to have to check my journal.
Yeah, so that's me.
Cool. All right. You guys are cool.
That is everything to know.
And she says, I'm guessing true AI then, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, pushes another one.
It just kind of like slides it back into her chest and closes the door. All right. Well, we all seem to be in a sharing mood. That was very interesting. I'm gonna. All right.
Is there anything you'd like to share?
I could cut off my arm again if you want.
No, that's all.
I've learned I can do a thing with the tendons, and
I hate that. I don't
Micah
like
throws
that.
up a little bit.
A little bit. I didn't eat anything earlier,
got-
but just a little bile.
Do you want to tell me why you didn't say you love me back? I've been sitting on that one.
Oh my god.
They're just words.
They, not to some people.
That's sweet.
I
All
love
right.
you too, Alex.
Oh, that's
I'm
really
sorry
nice.
it took me so long to admit it.
It's been like, what, 30 minutes? But who's counting?
And once more, while you guys are going back and forth, Isis just turns her head around the corner and says, we're doing dinner again. Should we just expand this room or something? Do you want like a separate hangout area or something?
No, we've just been having team meetings. All right. I think we're ready to call it a break though. Okay, everybody hands in. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Okay.
That was a nice parallel. I really liked that.
All right, now we're ready for dinner.
Well, yeah, so we're gonna do dinner and then talk about the next job.
No, we're done. We don't want to do any more jobs. That was
No, I
scary.
should probably do more jobs.
Oh,
I
fine.
feel like now we're getting on more important
Now
jobs.
we're hot on the trail.
All right, well, we'll figure out all of that next time. Yeah.
Why does she keep saying this?
I just picked up these weird mannerisms since I've been going.
I feel like I need to perform a little bit. It's honestly, like with Zuri gone.
Join
with
the
Zuri
circle.
gone-
Talk.
Yeah.
Zuri gone.
Wait,
This is
you're
the
getting-
character.
There's
you're-
really
you're getting steadily
Kainan-
quieter.
Kainan
Does
is-
anyone hear this music coming in?
No, Kainan, he's great. Love him. No sense of humor in that one. Freya, love her to death. She's too quiet. And Davis is cool boy. And Dorian, love you, Dorian. Great. There's no real It's just like really just kind of beat that dead horse and try and bring it back to
I don't
life.
like that
Sorry,
you called her
what?
that.
Wait, do you know about horses?
Yeah, you beat them until the joke is funny, right?
Until they can fly again.
Until they can fly again. It's not when horses can fly because they can fly.
You beat
It's when pigs fly.
you beat the
Do you
dead
know what a
horse,
pig
You
is?
beat
its
the
heart
dead
stops
horse
again,
It heart starts again, and
and
then
raises
it can fly.
onto its hind clawed legs. And
Which
it says
ones?
thank
It
you.
has so many.
And then it's got that beak.
That's right.
You're thinking of penguins.